Good evening. Welcome to day 20 of Reading Challenge, Chapter 3. When she went into Kitty's little room, a pretty pink little room full of knickknacks in Viexaxe, as fresh and pink and white and gay as Kitty herself had been 2 months ago, Dolly remembered how they had decorated the room the year before together, with what love and gaiety. Her heart turned cold when she saw Kitty sitting on a low chair near the door, her eyes fixed immovably on a corner of the rug. Kitty glanced at her sister, and the cold, rather ill tempered expression of her face did not change. I'm just going now, and I shall have to keep in, and you won't be able to come to see me, said Dolly, sitting down beside her. I want to talk to you. What about? Kitty asked swiftly, lifting her head in dismay. What should it be? But your trouble? I have no trouble. Nonsense, Kitty. Do you suppose I could help knowing? I know all about it, and believe me, it's of so little consequence. We have all been through it. Kitty did not speak, and her face had a stern expression. He's not worth your grieving over him, pursued Daria Alexandrovna, coming straight to the point. No, because she has treated me with contempt, said Kitty in a breaking voice. Don't talk of it, please. Don't talk of it. But who can have but who can have told you so? No one has said that. I'm certain he was in love with you, and would still be in love with you if it hadn't. Oh, the most awful thing of all for me is this sympathizing, shrieked Kitty. Suddenly flying into a passion, she turned round on her chair, flushed crimson, and rapidly moving her fingers, pinched the clasp of her belt, first with one hand and then with the other. Dolly knew this trick her sister had of clenching her hands when she was much excited. She knew too that in moments of excitement Kitty was capable of forgetting herself and saying a great deal too much, and Dolly would have soothed her, but it was too late. What is it you want to make me feel, eh? Said Kitty quickly. That I have been in love with a man who didn't care a straw for me, and that I am dying for love for him, and this is said to me by my own sister, who imagines that she's sympathizing with me. I don't want this condolence and humbug. Kitty, you are unjust. Why are you tormenting me? But I quite the contrary. I see you are unhappy. I see you are unhappy. But Kitty, in her fury, did not hear her. I have nothing to grieve over and be comforted about. I'm too proud ever to allow myself to care for a man who does not love me. Yes, I don't say so either. Only one thing. Tell me the truth, said Daria Alexandrovna, taking her by the hand. Tell me, did Levin speak to you? The mention of Levin's name seemed to deprive Kitty of the last vestige of self-control. She leaped up from her chair, and flinging her clasp on the ground, she gesticulated rapidly with her hand and said, Why bring Levin in too? I can't understand what you want to torment me for. I've told you, and I say it again, that I have some pride, and never would I do as you are doing. Go back to a man who is deceived you, who has cared for another woman. I can understand it. You may, but I can't. And saying these words, she glanced at her sister, and seeing that Dolly sat silent, her head mournfully bowed. Kitty, instead of running out of the room as she had meant to do, sat down near the door and hid her face in her handkerchief. The silence lasted for 2 minutes. Dolly was thinking of herself. That humiliation of which she was always conscious came back to her with a peculiar bitterness when her sister reminded her of it. She had not looked for such cruelty in her sister, and she was angry with her. But suddenly she heard the rustle of a skirt, and with it the sound of heart-rending, smothered sobbing, and felt arms about her neck. Kitty was on her knees before her. Tolinka, I am so wretched, she whispered penitently, and the sweet face covered with tears hid itself in Daria Alexandrovna's skirts, as though tears were the indispensable oil without which the machinery of mutual confidence could not run smoothly between the two sisters. The sisters, after their tears, talked not of what was uppermost in their minds, but though they talked of outside matters, they understood each other. Kitty knew that the words she had uttered in anger about her husband's infidelity and her humiliating position had cut her poor sister to the heart, but that she had forgiven her. Dolly, for her part, knew all she had wanted to find out. She felt certain that her surmises were correct, that Kitty's misery, her inconsolable misery, was due precisely to the fact that Levin had made her an offer and she had refused it, and Vronsky had deceived her, and that she was fully prepared to love Levin and to detest Vronsky. Kitty said not a word of that. She talked of nothing but her spiritual condition. I have nothing to make me miserable, she said, getting calmer. But can you understand that everything has become hateful, loathsome, coarse to me, and I myself most of all, you can't imagine what loathsome thoughts I have about everything. Why, whatever loathsome thoughts can you have? Asked Dolly, smiling. The most utterly loathsome and coarse. I can't tell you. It's not unhappiness or low spirits, but much worse. As though everything that was good in me was all hidden away, and nothing was left but the most loathsome. Come, how am I to tell you? She went on, seeing the puzzled look in her sister's eyes. Father began saying something to me just now. It seems to me he thinks all I want is to be married. Mother takes me to a ball. It seems to me she only takes me to get me married off as soon as maybe and be rid of me. I know it's not the truth, but I can't drive away such thoughts. Eligible suitors, as they call them, I can't bear to see them. It seems to me they are taking stock of me, and summing me up. In old days, to go anywhere in a ball dress was a simple joy to me. I admired myself. Now I feel ashamed and awkward. And then the doctor. Then Kitty hesitated. She wanted to say further that ever since this change had taken place in her, Stephen Arkadyevich had become insufferably repulsive to her, and that she could not see him without the grossest and most hideous conceptions rising before her imaginations. Oh well, everything presented itself to me in the coarsest, most loathsome light, she went on. That's my illness. Perhaps it will pass off. But you must not think about it. I can't help it. I'm never happy except with the children at your house. What a pity you can't be with me. Oh yes, I am coming. I have asked Scarlatina, and I will persuade Mamma to let me. Kitty insisted on Kitty insisted on having her way, and went to stay at her sister's and nursed the children all through the Scarlatina. For Scarlatina it turned out to be. The two sisters brought all the six children successfully through it, but Kitty was no better in health, and in Lent the Sachaberskis went abroad. Thanks for the day. We'll see tomorrow.